Good morning, good day, good afternoon. Whenever you guys are watching this, man, I just want to tell you hello. I'm excited today because I get to do something I just absolutely love to do, and that's to actually get out and go visit a shop or someone and do an interview with them. And today I am visiting with the all-famous Mr. Mike Sewald of Gateway Dent. He does PDR training. He's trained so many different people, and today he's doing something pretty neat because he's training two young men, actually two sons of two PDR techs that's in our industry, and we're gonna hear the story. So here we go. All right, here I am with Mike, and I just found out that we don't have two guys here that have fathers in the industry. We have three.
Right. One is Jack Hartley, Wade Hartley's son. He comes from Colorado. Another one is John Willis's son, Morgan. He comes from North Carolina. And another one's Jason Carter's son, and they come from North Carolina also.
And then we also have another young man in there.
Another local technician.
And he's doing fantastic.
He's doing great.
Yeah. All right, let's go meet him and let's check out your shop.
Yes.
Mike, you've been doing this for a long time.
Quite a while.
When did you start?
I started at Dent Wizard in 93.
1993.
Fall of 93.
And your path to training?
I started teaching in 95 for Dent Wizard. I taught there for 10 years.
Okay. You've trained a lot of people. Any idea how many?
I have no idea.
Probably more than anybody I know.
I don't know. I really don't. I haven't kept track.
But it's pretty cool that today you're training three sons. Now, did you train all three of their fathers?
No, just one.
So, Mike, if somebody wants to get a hold of you, how do they get a hold of you?
It's gatewaypdrtraining.com, or they can call me at 314-775-9904.
Payne from Leesburg, Missouri. So tell us about Doug.
25 years old. Got into this business about 4 years ago, started doing R&I, and decided that I wanted to be a dent guy.
And how long you been at training?
About 5 days.
5 days.
5 days.
Pretty impressive. Very good. How do you like it?
Love it.
Love it?
Yep. The only thing that would make it better is if I was making money here.
Dustin Carter.
Yes, sir.
Your father is Jason Carter.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Best in the business. Yes, sir.
All right. Raleigh, North Carolina.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. How old are you?
18, youngest in the class.
Youngest in the class. What do you think so far?
Love it. I'm having fun, learning. You know, it's good when you can learn while having fun. It's all because of that, man. Mike Sewald. Yes, sir.
Morgan Willis, son of John Willis.
Yes, sir.
Raleigh, North Carolina.
Raleigh, North Carolina.
Name your company out there?
National Dent Works.
National Dent Works. Okay. How old are you?
20.
20 years old.
20 years old.
And you've never pushed dents before.
Never pushed dents.
And what are you thinking?
Definitely not that easy, but it's fun.
Yeah. It's surprising. It looks easy when you see your father do it or somebody else do it.
Definitely.
Now you're in there doing it, you realize it's not as easy as it looks.
It takes a lot of work.
They don't just pop out, do they? Jack Hartley, Wade Hartley's boy.
Yes, sir.
And how old are you?
19.
19 years old. And you've seen this business since you were a kid.
Yeah, grew up in it.
You guys grew up in Houston, moved to Denver.
Yes, sir. Moved to Denver 2018. We're moving back, in a month or so.
Yeah. Well, tell your parents I said hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Great people. I love
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
So what do you think so far? Week number 1.
I think it's great. I mean, I've loved cars since I was a kid, and I want to do everything that I can to do my best. I mean, I want to live up to my dad's expectations and kick ass.
Yeah. Sounds good, man. You will.
Yeah.
Doug, you're
Yes,
the
sir.
only one in the group here that doesn't have a father that's in the business. How's that make you feel?
I don't know. Maybe I'll get my kid into it one day.
Hey, there you go. I love the way you think. But you're leading the board over these guys, over these generation kids. You've got an 85% on Mike Sewald's board over there. I mean, you're kind of leading the pack here. What do you think? You're showing all these guys up.
I think it helps not knowing anything coming into it. Then I can take everything at face value. Yeah, I mean, just follow your notes and do what you're supposed to do.
I love it. So
It definitely helps.
tell us about your family's background.
My family, I got a family full of first responders. My mom's a nurse. She was on the ambulance for a while, transferred to the hospital. My dad is a firefighter, police officer, paramedic. He does it all. So, yeah, he's pretty interesting. But,
You've completely swapped professions.
yeah, I went and got
the
my
family.
EMT license first, and then decided I didn't really want to do that. So,
Well, very exciting. You're in an awesome career now.
Yep.
So good luck.
I'm excited for it.
Ouch. On your hood. Oh.
Kind of a little piece of history here from Dent Wizard. In class, the young guys would talk, so I'd bring this out and I'd hit their door with it, and that'd get them to shut up. But the good thing about it was it'd make a nasty, ugly dent, and they'd work on it all day, and they could fix that dent. So it made them a better technician, but it helped keep order in the class too.
You still use that?
I do. And a lot of guys at the expo, they'll ask about it, or they'll say, hey, remember the Dent-O-Matic? And I always have it laying on the table at the expo.
All right, Mike. It looks like you have, not only do you have your 4 students this week, but you've got a nice little car collection going on here. Tell us about your car
Good dent
collection.
guy likes cars.
What do you got here?
That's a 71 Super B. It's got a 405 in it. I had that restored to look just like one I had when I was younger. That's the race car. That's a 7-second quarter-mile race car. I drive that. A lot of people ask me who drives it. Well, my name's on the door, so yeah, I drive the thing. And this, it's a last call Challenger, a 2024.
Mike, this is your wall of fame, and this probably just represents just a small amount of people that you have trained. But right here, you just pointed out this. Explain this to me again.
That's when I went. That's in '93 when I went through Dent Wizard School in St. Louis. That's me right there.
Okay.
Mike Jolly, and there's Joe Dornkamp right there, and Joe's still in the business.
And we were just talking about Joe, and this is a picture of Joe. What in the world happened?
Well, he was actually working for me, and he wrecked his four-wheeler on the weekend. And Joe's pretty much blind in one eye, and when he wrecked that four-wheeler, it kind of, his handlebar hit him in the other eye.
Wow.
So for a couple of weeks, he couldn't work.
This picture here reminds me of so many times when I've misused the hot glue. Explain what happened there.
I was working in Orlando and got a drip of glue on my finger. And, when you get that stuff on you, you don't want to wipe it off because then you're going to have blisters on your other hand. So I just had to stand there, stick my finger in the air and let it do what it's going to do. So I worked with it for a couple weeks like that with that blister.
So, and explain to people why you worked with it, because I think this is interesting. A lot of young guys wouldn't know this, but when you do get, this is going to happen to many of you from time to time if you're not careful with the hot glue. But it's best to leave the blister stay a blister.
Right. I see a lot of guys, they want to go ahead and pop that blister, but it'll get infected under there. So you never want to pop a burn blister. Just go ahead, let it heal underneath on its own. When that did finally pop on its own, it was completely healed.
Yeah. Then you can take a fingernail clip or whatever and just gently just cut the dead skin off
Exactly.
around the top, and you're ready to go. Do
Right.
not pop them and tear that skin off. It'll get infected, and it will be sore for a week if it doesn't get infected.
Right.
All right, Jack. Tell us about your dad.
I mean, he's an amazing person. If you've met him, you know firsthand. But I owe everything to him. he's made me the person that I am. I mean, I want to take care of him when he's older, and as he's taken care of me, I mean, it's the least I can do.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about your dad.
Well, he's strict. He makes sure the job's done. You know, he's the one who got me into this dent stuff with R&I, beginning with R&I. He taught me everything about R&I, and he would make me come over and watch him push dents sometimes. That's how I got interested in it, and he decided to send me here. He's tough on me though, just like Mike is. That's why he sent me here. So he does a lot of things for me, feeds me, everything like a dad would. So when I get older, I have his little voice in the back of my head telling me to do things the way he does.
All right, Mike, you look like quite the outdoorsman, but explain this bear.
Well, a friend of mine, my best friend's grandpa killed that back in Tennessee, back in the 70s, I believe.
So, but you've got more bear at your house that you've taken yourself.
Yeah, I've got a full body mount and a couple of rugs and a couple of half mounts up at the house.
Wow. So this is something I never knew about you. If I did, it went in one ear and right out the other, and I don't know how it would have. But you've had lions, and what kind of bird is this here?
That's a Harris hawk.
Harris hawk. And explain all this.
Well, Harris hawks, we train them to hunt rabbits, and we use Harris hawks mostly because you can fly them in groups. They're a lot more fun. So 5 of us can go out at a time and fly 5 birds at the same rabbit. So they're athletes, and we cheer our birds on to see which one's going to catch the rabbit. So it's a lot of fun.
What about the lions?
When I was younger, I used to raise African lions. And
you say that like, we used to raise them. It's absolutely amazing. And tell us how you got into that.
You know, I don't know how I really got into that. I just always liked big cats. I like wild animals. So I always wanted a pet lion and ended up raising them.
Wow. How many did you raise?
Oh, shoot, I don't know. 20, 30 maybe altogether.
Oh my goodness, wow.
Yeah, and then Misty, the mountain lion, she was really my favorite.
Misty. Oh wow, beautiful cat. Wow, look at that. I've had some cougars during my life too. All right, so this is about one of the most famous pictures that's been in PDR for years. I mean, I would say that was taken back in early 2000s.
It was in the 90s, I believe.
Was in the 90s. Yeah. This is a funny story about this. Go ahead and share that.
Okay. Well, the marketing department wanted to make some hail pictures, and we went to this dealership, and this looks like real hail here, but actually it's bagged ice that the salesmen were throwing on the cars. 2 guys were standing there with hoses for the rain, and they were simulating the hail while they were taking pictures here. But the bad thing is, while they were throwing all this ice on the hoods of these cars, they were making dents also. So they asked us to fix all the hail dents on these cars before we could leave.
This picture's been out for forever. I love hearing that story, but to find out that that's all bagged ice, that's great marketing. Look what they did all the way down there. That's pretty good. I'm sure that was well worth it for the money that came out of that marketing. All right, guys, 2 older guys in the industry, and we've recently lost our good friend Kevin Halewood. It's an emotional subject. It's just been a little over a week, but Mike, you've known Kevin for a while too. And when you think of Kevin, what do you think?
He was a great guy. I mean, he really did so much for our industry, and he cared about people. He was just a genuinely nice guy. And our industry wouldn't be where it is without Kevin.
That is for sure. And Mike, it was kind of cool. I talk about Mobile Tech newspaper and Detailer's Digest from time to time, and Mike's had a whole stack of them, and he just gave me one because I don't have any of the old original ones, but this one's from 2018 from the actual show. And you can see it said Mobile Tech Expo, and on this side it had the Detailer's Digest. But he used to have 2 newspapers that he would give away, and that we did a lot of writings for him and advertising. And you did a lot of advertising and a lot of those over the years.
I did.
Yeah.
And it helped.
Yeah.
It helped get the word out. So, and they were really valuable to us just to read the Mobile Tech News.
Yeah.
To see what else was going on out there.
And
He helped educate.
Yeah, and that's actually how Mobile Tech Expo actually started, was because he had those two publications from Detailer's Digest and Mobile Tech News, and he would send those newspapers out to everybody across the industry. And I don't remember how much it was a year, and I think most of the time he gave them away for free, just the advertisements paid for everything.
He did.
But he mailed them to everybody's houses, and you'd have these awesome little newspapers come into your house, and they'd be in your bathroom and your living room and your bedroom. They'd sit around, and before you know, you start throwing away because they start piling up. You'd go through them and read them. Like you said, there's so much good information in them.
We'd keep them because, there was information that we could reread.
Yeah.
You know, even a year down the road, we could still go back in there and refer to some of that stuff.
Yeah. Well, Mike, thank you for today. Thank you for letting me come over here and spend some time with you.
Thanks
It
for
was
coming
awesome.
over. Really appreciate it.